So, yeah, there was a question around acquisition finance, and I just wanted to make a point, perhaps to piggyback on the discussion earlier on. It is a good avenue to get into business. However, entrepreneurs sometimes get excited at a big valuation. Oh, I'm buying into a 200 million rand company without understanding what actually underpins it. So I think in your negotiations out there, please make sure that you're buying value that has been created, not value that you're still going to help the company unlock now that it's going to be empowered and have access to opportunities. I think we sell ourselves short there, so that's one piece. Sane, okay, maybe we call ourselves the funder with the soul. So because we are a cash flow lender, not a balance sheet lender, it actually lends us towards walking a path with our entrepreneurs. And we've had success in this space as well, because we don't ask for, prescriptive own contribution. And I'll make an example of a student accommodation in the south of Joburg that we funded. Two students, who were bursary recipients themselves and saw the crisis at UJ and started off by subletting a student accommodation. Started from 1 to 2, got accredited by the university for a certain number of beds, came to us to say, come help us ramp up. We funded them into a 70 million rand project. And now you can understand how much a student from the township has. They don't have a balance sheet. So I'm just using that example to demonstrate that the DFIs do fund the unfundable in terms of what we're supposed to do as per our designation. But what does lead to that success, I need to emphasize that, is that somebody shows the initiative first. They're the first mover. I think if you want an investor to invest in your business, you have to be the first mover. Because if you don't believe in it, it's very difficult to get an outsider to believe in it. So your show of belief in the business that you want to pursue. We've got experience in making sure that we are equitable in terms of our panels. So the way our criteria is set lends us to be able to then get a varied number of new entrants along with new entrants across the, the legal panel or our mentorship panel. And I think it's important that our colleague mentioned that, because we also believe that's a critical turning point to ensuring that businesses are successful, and that Usisi there that has a PhD in being an SME can be supported to be a large entity. And we do that through making sure that you're sustainable. You survive at 5 years with our help. And yes, we've got an ICU, it's called TWR, but before you get there, we actually want to make sure you're sustainable. It's not in our best interest to resuscitate you at the tail end. So we find that the common challenges with SMEs or youth-owned businesses is that they're very good at what they do, not good at bookkeeping. So we've got our own bookkeepers that we pay for as the NEF to support you if you're an SME, to make sure that your financial records are up to scratch, and that you can then graduate and migrate from being a DFI funding recipient to going to one of the commercial banks as well. We help you build up that history. So outside of that, we can help you then with strategies on how to access markets. On our panel of mentors, we've got those people that, operations, their strengths are in operations, efficiencies, and also marketing strategies. I think over and above that, and I urge all other DFIs to do that, this partnership approach, because we take the hands of our entrepreneurs and we go and negotiate with them. People were talking about contracts earlier on. Those contracts actually, when you delve deeper, the volumes and the values sometimes don't make sense for the SME. And it's incumbent upon the DFI to advise you and say, we need to advise for a slightly longer term here, you won't see any benefit, or these rates don't make sense, are not beneficial. They're outsourcing this cost to you, but you'll end up in the red. And so we need to play that advocacy role as financiers on behalf of our investees. And that is how we can support you to grow to the next level. So I'll pause there. Thank you.